What's up, everybody? We are past the pop culture. My name is Ricky with my co-host, Mr. Fen.
Hola.
Yes. So today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. Man, ruined the already. Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. There's a RuneScape board game coming out. The Dark Souls exploit, and man, there's plenty of other things we're gonna be talking about. Just all around, we're gonna have a fun time, I think.
Very
So
interesting.
yeah, first thing to talk about, I think, is probably like our biggest. I don't know, like I just the biggest was the biggest game game company acquisition ever. It's like 70 billion or whatever it was.
$68.7 billion.
Crazy, stupid amount of money to acquire them. Microsoft, I don't know, man. It seems like they're really ramping up to really be able to compete, and not just that, but they want to take the market share. I think they just want to own as much as possible in the gaming sphere. And I don't know about you, but I don't know what's your general kind of feel about it. Like, well, what's your thoughts about them taking Activision?
I was actually very surprised. Like, nobody hinted at this. Nobody mentioned it. Because I think with this, now they're like the third largest gaming company, right? So,
yeah,
still behind Sony and the
yeah,
whatever the other one is. But it's kind of weird. And especially because I know there's another article that Mr. Bobby himself was like he was actually looking for other people, and he was like trying to buy off some things, some news to kind of say, oh yeah, everything's fine and dandy, we're gonna be okay.
gets bought out.
Yeah, and then Microsoft buys them in like all cash. Sure, I guess. I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic, like you said, like you say.
Yeah,
I don't know why they decided to buy Activision Blizzard.
I think a lot of people are kind of. I mean, I don't want to say they're overstating. I mean, it is a big deal. It's a big acquisition. I just think a lot of the stuff that they picked up, the IPs, Call of Duty and stuff. It's not that they're not big deals. They're like it's like the best selling game basically, but it's. I don't think we're seeing much changes here, and honestly, I don't really care. I mean, what they bought. Candy Crush.
Overwatch.
They have. I mean,
now they have World of Warcraft, Overwatch, Diablo, Call of Duty, StarCraft. They have like old school Activision games.
Yeah,
like
but
Crash
I mean, let's be
Bandicoot.
honest. Half those games don't even work.
That's true.
I mean, Spyro, Crash.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't been
Candy
like
Crush
popular
works okay.
since they haven't been popular since like the early 2000s. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, sure, people love them and stuff, but I think as like IPs to really like get people to buy the games, I mean, old school fans will like it, but it's not like they're not big staples. I think like they're not even Sony mascots anymore. I would say. Like the Spyro and Crash, they're just kind of there. They haven't really utilized them much. So I know people are like, oh, they bought the Sony mascot. Like no, come on. Sony hasn't had like a solid mascot for years.
Sony's fine.
Like Sony's not dying because oh no, they can't make a Spyro remake. Yeah. It's like it's not. Nobody cares. Like I mean, it's there's a lot of fans of them, but I don't think people really care about mascots anymore like that. I mean, you see, because it's like for me, it's more like how is this going to shake up how these games are going to be running? Because of course, Microsoft now owns stuff like Halo. What was it that before? Bethesda. So they made so far games like Call of Duty. They're going to go to what seems like they've said most of it is going to go to Game Pass in terms of Xbox exclusive. They don't. Well, they kind of gave like a non-answer, but basically they don't have plans on making exclusives, but it's not a promise. So it's just simple. Yes, no, maybe so. Definite, maybe. You know what I mean?
I think they would kill themselves if they just said, you know what, all these games that were like on everywhere, it's only Xbox now. I don't think Sony would just be like, no. Because Sony still has the contract though. with like
Yeah,
especially Call of Duty.
they're still. That's what they said. They're still. I think from what I understand, Microsoft is saying they're still legally obligated to follow through on those contracts, but I don't know what's like how long that is, or when they're over, or if they're just going to buy out of the contract. But I don't know. Honestly, if Call of Duty goes exclusive, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't bat an eye. Like I'd be like, wow, they did it, and then I'd be like, all right, moving on. Like I don't care about Call of Duty. I know this affects you a little bit more, but I think like. Honestly, if you get that garbage off of PlayStation, it would force PlayStation to actually have to create more stuff to sell consoles. Because a lot of the times people buy the PS4 for the console exclusives, but a lot of the times it's just to play Call of Duty. I mean, that's like that. Everyone owns Call of Duty, right? That's just the game you have. I mean, especially since Battlefield has been such a flop, it's like no, you know what I mean? Like, there's really no competition now in terms of FPS. Or Call of Duty, and if Microsoft takes that Xbox exclusive, I don't know, it'd probably force PlayStation to come up with their own FPS. I don't know, maybe we get a little something new, but I don't know. Like a lot of the ones, like World of Warcraft doesn't really affect me. Like
Diablo doesn't affect you. Candy Crush doesn't.
Yeah, it's like all right, buddy.
You're definitely not an Activision Blizzard fan.
Yeah, like I don't play. Like I mean, I played Overwatch for a bit when they had like that free weekend years ago when it was first coming out, and I was like, meh, and then never touched it again. Exactly. So it's like it's I don't know. I just don't feel like they're really going to do much. I think they're just going to let them do whatever. I think it's going to be the same old Activision, just mediocre. So that's going to be an improvement, you know, for Blizzard. I think it's just going to be like. It's just going to be there. I think they're going to be pretty stagnant on it. I don't know. I think if anything, they'll probably get $70 billion.
They can't just sit there and let them do whatever.
I mean, they're still going to do whatever. I don't think Microsoft's going to have a lot of oversight and like push them to get out good games. Like, I don't like, you know, it'd be nice if Microsoft would slap all the drunk game devs and be like, yo, stop harassing the women, start coding. Like, it would be nice, but I don't know what they're really going to do. Supposedly, the CEO might step down. They want to get rid of him, it seems like. So if he steps down, we can get some new guy in. Maybe he'll actually get a game out on time. But I don't really know. I don't really see.
It's
I think
stupid.
They're just going to maintain World of Warcraft. I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. So because Bobby, if he stays, which is fine or whatever, but if he leaves, he still gets like $350 million. Yeah. And like I don't understand how that works or why he's getting like this much. Like he's so corrupt, and they're still gonna give him $350 million. And he's just like, see ya. It's like,
I don't know, man.
I harassed everybody. Like, see ya.
Threatening to murder. It's fine. It's fine. But no. It's it is kind of a weird thing. I think honestly, you may have to just let him walk with the money. I think at this point, this is probably what's going to happen. He's probably got all the cards. I really don't know too much what's going on behind the scenes there. But I don't know. To me, it's like it's just World of Warcraft. She's gonna be making World of Warcraft stuff. They're just gonna keep on trucking. That's it. I don't see it getting better or worse. I think it's just they're just gonna be doing whatever. Like I don't see it really like improving or deep. Like I think if anything, all the problems that they have are just gonna get swept under the rug. I don't really think they're gonna address anything.
You think so? I don't think Microsoft would associate themselves if they just kept doing what they're doing. I don't think.
I don't know, man.
I feel like what Microsoft should do is that I'm pretty sure they're aware of it, and like this is what the weird part is. Like, why did they buy it when all of this is happening? So it's like I'm hoping maybe, but I'm hoping maybe they're gonna get rid of all the toxicity and all that, and then just get a bunch of new people and kind of just like a hard reset on Activision Blizzard. That's what they should do.
That's what they should do. I don't know how much they're gonna do. I mean, I don't know. Like with Bethesda, it's just they bought it, and they're still doing whatever. I mean, Starfield is being a Xbox exclusive, right? I think it's Starfield. Yeah. I think that's what it's called.
That comes out this year, I think, right? Finally.
Yeah, it's an Xbox exclusive now, and I think like one or two more games is like going to be an exclusive. But for the most part, it just seems like Bethesda's doing what Bethesda does, and just keeps making games. I don't really see it getting any more.
Yeah, but I don't think they had to deal
I don't.
with they weren't toxic and harassing women and made a
Yeah, but
girl.
that's the thing. We don't know that. We're not in the work culture. I mean,
That's true.
hopefully they're not doing that. I really hope, but I mean, it's like what Ubisoft, got exposed, and like
Everybody.
all of the big game dev companies, they're like, oh yes, they harass women more than they make the games, which is just baffles me. I'm like, why get into game dev? Like I don't know, like to me, like because I'm not making games over here. I'm like, oh yes, I have the feeling to harass women today. Let's walk
I know it's like
across the office. Like I just like, bro, just go make your game, man. Just make the game.
Like, you could be a millionaire, but you're harassing somebody at work. Like why?
It's like, bro,
Grow
like
up.
I don't know, man.
Sorry,
I don't like. Yeah,
we're being too aggressive.
Like,
I don't know.
I'm just like, just make a game, man. Don't you like making games? Why are you even here? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just I know the logic's not like that for them most of the time, but it's just like just make your game, bro. Just go to your desk. But yeah, I honestly think that there just needs to be in general an overhaul on the game dev culture, especially in these AAA studios. I think that a lot of it's just toxic, and we're not getting good games because like they're all showing up drunk in Activision and they're just harassing people and stuff. Like you can't work like that. Yeah, like and yeah. So of course that's kind of like old news, that stuff. So I don't want to rehash it too much. But I don't know. I mean, I guess what does this mean for Sony though? Like their stock tanked or whatever it was, like 20%.
Yeah.
Whatever. So people were scared. I don't think Sony's going anywhere. I think it's just scared. I mean, Sony's
been on top for like ever, so they have nothing to worry about.
I don't think they're just going to become second place just like that. I know a lot of people were talking about like Microsoft, a lot of the antitrust maybe because they're getting a little too big. I don't really think they're actually going to go in and break up the company. I mean, they've had all those throughout the early 2000s and 90s, and they've never got them. So I don't think they're going to get Microsoft now, especially with how huge it is. I think they have enough influence to be like, no, just sweep this under the rug. So I don't think anybody's going to stop them from buying, or I don't know. Like it seems like Microsoft just can get bigger and bigger, and that it seems like they're just going to go for quantity
more than quality.
Like the amount of And I mean, honestly, as long as Sony keeps pushing out console exclusives, like the way they've been doing for like
ever,
basically like forever now, I don't see many people going, "Oh, I'm gonna go Xbox now." No one's saying that. From what I've seen, no one's like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna go and get an Xbox." Like, no one's gonna go get an Xbox. Everyone's just gonna use the Game Pass on PC and still have their PlayStation. Like, that's literally what's gonna happen. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I think people are making it a bigger deal than what it actually is.
So, like, do you think anything good is going to come out of this?
The only thing good is maybe you're getting the CEO out of it. I mean, I think maybe they're gonna do some restructuring, but I think they're basically gonna let them just do whatever they want. They're gonna keep on going. So. I don't think they're gonna make another Crash game or another Spyro game or another StarCraft, or actually make World of Warcraft work, or Diablo unbuggy, or Call of Duty actually fun. I don't think they're going to do any of that. I think it's just going to be the same thing we've been getting. It's just that Microsoft's getting all the kickback. So that's it.
They might bring back Guitar Hero.
Bro, just
what?
No, next thing.
Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero.
A new Guitar Hero.
I like Guitar Hero as much as the next guy, but no one's gonna. No, that's like that. No one's gonna go buy an Xbox. You know what I mean?
That's true, though. I mean, if it's on the Game Pass, though.
Yeah,
USB
I don't
guitar.
Know, man.
Make World of Warcraft free.
I know how to play guitar in real life. I don't need.
Yeah, but
thinking Guitar Hero. Yeah, but I guess talking about Microsoft still, we got Halo Infinite, where I just wanted to mention because I thought this was something kind of interesting, because they've been reworking a lot of their currency, a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
XP, trying to fix a lot of the problems. So I guess starting season 2, if you've purchased the battle pass, you'll be able to earn in-game currency. They haven't said how much or anything in terms of how much in-game currency, how, if it's just going to be like a few, coins here and there, or or if they're going to give a lot. I'm presuming it's not going to be a lot, and you have to buy the battle pass. So I know some people were saying like, well, that's an improvement. And I'm like, well, you can't really
It should have
earn
been there
it without already paying money.
It should have already
And
been there,
yeah,
to be honest.
a lot of the problems with Halo Infinite, like, oh, it costs too much money. Like, no, they knew it cost too much money. It's just they were waiting for people to complain. When bunch of people already bought it, then they lower the prices, and then people are like, "Yay, we did it! We got them to change it." And then it's like, no, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a ploy.
Are you saying
That's
343 is playing us? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I'm just saying that like these companies aren't dumb. They know that like making the cat ears like $20 is like ridiculous.
That was $10.
All right, you know,
I bought those.
like,
All right.
I know, but I'm just saying like a lot of the stuff's like overpriced, and then people will complain. But a bunch of people are already gonna buy it, so then they're gonna be like, "Oh no, I'm sorry. Yes, we've listened to the community," and then they're gonna seem good. Right, like, oh, they listened to us, and then in actuality, it was all planned out. It's just, I don't know. I have very little faith in a lot of these big companies.
I was like, geez. I mean, look. At least they're changing things, because Call of Duty, they don't change nothing, But in Halo, they are changing things, and they actually went out and hired a monetization like employee or whatever, and so I mean, they should have changed it, because $10 for. $20 for like 2 things is like, that's stupid. And like because recently
they had to know that was overpriced, right? Like right? Like if I was gonna make a game that like was like
$20 for like one rifle skin, it's like, huh?
Yeah, it's like, all right, bro, all right, calm down.
No, but see, it is they did change a lot, because with the $20 I bought the trail thing, and then I bought the colors, and that color thing had like colors for everything, and it's like, that's what it should be like. Is like $20 like total. And I bought 2 things.
I'd rather have it that you can earn it in game.
Yeah,
for putting in the hours. Like, I think if they're just made like, hey, if you actually are good at the game, you get these exclusive skins. Like if you're Onyx, and then like, how like different, like, oh, if you're from this range to that range, then you get these things. Like, I think stuff like that's fine.
There's gonna be more crybabies though, that's for sure.
I think if you're Onyx and you're like in the top whatever percent, like you get like credit or something like that. Like, so at the end of the season, you get a few credits, so you can buy like one item if you're like in the top whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I think stuff like that would be cool. I don't think they're ever going to do that though, and I don't really care
as long as the battle pass.
I'm not going to spend money either way.
As long as the battle pass is officially like Call of Duty, that's fine, because you buy the battle pass like once, and then they give you enough credits to like continuously buy it without using actual money. So it's like, if you just buy it once, which I will end up buying it anyways, and then I don't have to buy it ever again, it's like, that's A-okay with me. Especially because they give you a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I personally really don't care about battle pass and stuff. I usually don't spend the money on it. That's just me though.
That's why you need to be that's why you're not Onyx, because you don't have the cool stuff.
Higher rank than you, but all right. We won't get into that.
What are you talking about? Anyways.
So, but something that I do want to kind of spend my money on is a RuneScape board game. So I found out about this like today, and I was like, this is amazing, because I'm not sure about you, Fen, but I grew up playing a lot of RuneScape. Yes. And so RuneScape's a very like big, I don't know, like core memory of mine as a kid. Just going on there. But yeah, so it's going to be made into a tabletop game, planned to launch later this year. So I guess they have plans for both a tabletop RPG core book and a board game. It's going to be up to 5 players, and you're going to go through a lot of the quests from the games. You're going to be able to like simulate a lot of the stuff, the questing, the NPCs, the combat and all that. So it's going to be very similar to how you would see it in the classic RuneScape. So the board game is going to be a Kickstarter, which it has me kind of like, oh, okay, but apparently the developers have also worked on other board games before, so it's not like, huge scam. But yeah, I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of interested in a RuneScape board game. I think it'd be kind of fun, maybe to play on stream or something if I pick it up.
Interesting.
I don't know. But yeah, it's supposed to be coming out later this year. There's no definite. Just you got to check up on it in a few months and see if they've started it. It's just something they have plans for. But yeah, I don't know. What about you, Fen? Would be interested? Because I
why not just play RuneScape? I like if it's the same thing. Why not just play?
Game. It's kind of cool.
I don't know.
RuneScape's
free. I don't know.
I like the idea of playing the tabletop RuneScape. Well, I mean, it seems like there's gonna be other things like.
I would have to see like what it is.
A Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing. I'm assuming.
Oh, okay. Then I'd be interested. But if it's just like the game, but with dice or whatever, I don't know. I just play RuneScape.
I don't know. I just feel like they're kind of cool, like little novelty stuff. I don't know. I always thought like, oh, it's kind of
if it has
cool.
like the same graphics, like the images are like old school RuneScape, then yeah, I'll be way interested.
Yeah. That's funny though. Yeah, I always thought that was kind of cool.
Wait, so it's not? So it's coming out this year, but it's on Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's coming out this year. They're gonna start the Kickstarter this year. I don't really know why there's a Kickstarter, but so the RPG core game, core book, is gonna be out like in stores. They're just gonna have it already out. Like, there's not a Kickstarter for it. I guess more the RuneScape thing is to see like how many people are interested. I don't know. There's not a lot of information on it. I just thought it was kind of interesting that we're getting a little board game, so it's something that if people want me to, I can kind of keep tabs on. But yeah. So I do want to talk about something because I think this is kind of like relevant to me and in my life. But so I saw this on Kotaku, so I'd take that with a grain of salt, like. But I apparently there's other sources that kind of back it up, but it's slightly varied. But in general, so it's basically what the article was about is that a survey says developers are definitely not interested in crypto or NFTs. Now, I think this is interesting because I was in a game jam, and I didn't finish the game jam. I dropped halfway through because I didn't like the project I was working on, and I'm like, but that's a whole separate story. But one of the main things is that you had to like incorporate cryptocurrency into the game, and the way I was trying to incorporate it, I was like, well, how do I word it? I didn't like it. That's kind of why I dropped it. Like I didn't like how cryptocurrency was being like in the game because I was basically making like a penny arcade. So basically what I was trying to do is like I kind of, how do I word it? The whole point of it was that you would pay like a little bit of the crypto and then it would allow you to play the game, and then there's gonna be multiple arcade games that you can kind of shift through that I made, and then it's like, it's just cheap. You'd buy tokens and stuff. That was the point of my game, but I didn't really like it because I was like, well, I'm just kind of making these cheap games that really should just be for free, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. But that's the whole reason why I dropped it. And I just think it's interesting because they've been trying to get more people to build games on the blockchain, and something that I've been looking up into is like blockchain games, and a lot of the times it's kind of like you have to be the first to get into the game, and then like because there's one like it's Axie Infinity or something. Like now it's kind of hard. Like you have to spend hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars to get a good character. Axiom Infinity or something like that. It's something like that. It's
a mobile game, isn't it?
Yeah, Axiom Infinity. Axiom of Infinity. Yeah. Oh no, is it? I have to find the game. It's Axios Infinity or something like that. I don't remember the name of it like 100%. But it's I see it all the time on Twitch. But the whole point being is like they've been trying to get people more interested in crypto and stuff like that, and I was mainly doing it because I was like, hey, you can win some money. But the whole point was like I just didn't like it, and so it seems like most game devs, they're just not really into the idea of incorporating crypto. So in the article, it basically says 6% are very interested. Somewhat interested is 21%. Not interested, 72%. And already using it, only 1%. Yes. And then, so it's just also, too, that's just for the payment tool. What is your studio's interest in NFTs? 7% is very interested. Someone interested, 21. not interested 70%, already developing them 1%. So of course, like we saw Ubisoft announcing they're going to do some NFTs, and was
Final
it Dead by
Fantasy
Daylight,
online wants
Final
to do it now.
Fantasy. Like a lot of these studios have mentioned potentially incorporating NFTs and stuff like that, but it just seems like they get a lot of backlash. People don't want it, and it seems like a lot of the developers or people working on these games excuse me, don't like the idea of incorporating it, and I kind of have to agree with that.
Yeah,
it's I don't know, because it's just like, well, I mean, there's games where you can earn crypto, like you play and you earn crypto, but you earn like 0.000546 or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of them also are like gambling games, which are technically illegal. You're not allowed to make slot machine games or betting games. Like there's certain like gambling games. There's certain rule sets that you're not allowed to do, like to make these kind of games as developers. They're illegal. Or there's probably a process to getting it legalized, or not legalized, like allowing your game to be
I don't know that.
On the store. But yeah, for the most part, any sort of game gambling, like you have to be even careful with like dice rolling, because then like technically, like as long as there's money involved and then like you're betting, that's basically there's kind of like a weird like bubble for that. Like, because yeah, a game that I played, like Danmachi, they had to get rid of their I think they made, was it like a blackjack, or was it was like basically you kind of gambled and you kept going and going and going until like it was a gambling mechanic to the game, but you would earn in-game currency. You wouldn't, and so it would allow you to unlock certain special characters, but they had to take that out because of the US laws saying like, oh well, you're not allowed to have gambling in your games. So
I remember that.
Yeah, so there's like a whole bunch of weird stuff with it, but I don't know. I'm kind of glad that we're not incorporating that stuff, because from the research I've done, it's kind of like I don't know if it's like the best for gaming. Well, I think it is the future in a way, not because I think it's better, but because it's easier to monetize. Or how do I word it? Like a lot of people will be developing games because it's pretty. If your game gets popular, you can get pretty rich. It seems like. I mean, it's you can just create, and a lot of these crypto games are just garbage. Like I've looked at them, I'm like, these are bad games. Like a lot of the times, it's like they're just trying to take your money. Even though there's probably pretty cool things you can do with the whole blockchain, crypto, NFT stuff, legitimately. But I haven't done enough research where it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like I've tried thinking of stuff too, like just out of curiosity, but it just kind of seems like it's not really. I don't know. I don't really see gaming going this direction, and just it seems like the general consensus is like, nah. Like I don't think so, because I think it's just gonna become another like monetization. It's not gonna be good for the consumer, I should say.
Well, yeah, because now they're gonna start. If it, like all this starts to happen, they're gonna be making games just for the crypto, not for XYZ. Yeah. It's like you're gonna totally tell. No, I really hope that never happens. NFTs are beyond stupid.
Yeah, because I mean, if people have tried using the idea for NFTs for card games, which I kind of like thought, okay, I can kind of see where this is going, because you basically serializing every single card as unique. So kind of like how in real life, right? Like each card would kind of be their own unique. There's only one copy of that card technically. I mean, they just get printed over and over again. But I think like I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then I kind of was like, well, but you have to pay for gas fees and all these things. And then even though the cards are for free, you have to pay to get like the NFT minted. And then there's like money, and then like it's expensive if it's like on the Ethereum blockchain, like because gas fees are super high right now. And there's like all this stuff, and it's like hundreds of dollars depending on what you're trying to get done. So it's like you're just buying one booster pack just to pay, you know what I mean? Like, it's not very. It's like you're spending like hundreds of dollars just to get.
Do you really want that Metapod?
Yeah, it's like it's just kind of interesting, but I don't know. Like for me, I've tried to see like how it can kind of work, but I don't know. I'm just not really too interested in it. I mean, I'd do it as like a game jam idea, like that was kind of cool, but I didn't really like how my thing was coming out, so I kind of dropped it. But I don't know. I don't know. I'd be interested to see how this technology will evolve and stuff like that. But I think for the most part, a lot of it's just a scam, man. I think it's kind of sad.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's like a lot of it's cool tech, like in terms of like just like it's cool like it's just cool. Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of cool. You can do something like that, but I just don't see it being actually like usable, viable. Like how we technically have flying cars already, but it's kind of like implementing them would just be yeah. It's just implementing them is kind of like useless at this point. Like it's kind of like that. That's the best comparison. I feel like, but yeah.
Because if video games do it, guess what else is going to do it? Movies. And then it's just going to spread like a wildfire.
Well, that's the thing. People were saying like, oh, like like people want to use NFTs to confirm movie tickets or plane tickets. And I'm like, bro, just like, it's fine.
Just like, put it in the plastic envelope or something.
It's Axie Infinity. So okay. If people want to look up the game, yeah, because that was released in 2018. So it looked cool because it's kind of like a card strategy game, and I'm into those. But I'm like, I saw how much you have to get into it, and I'm like, bro, I just want to play the game. But there's such like a high entry fee. I mean, I know I understand like there's like scholarship program things that they do. There's actual scholarship programs just to play the game because it's so expensive to get in. People let you rent it out, and then you can make money in the game. That's the thing. You can make real life money. But you have to dedicate like, hours to make like $300-400, which is pretty good money, but it's like the investment to get in. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people stream it and stuff like that, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, a lot of it kind of seems kind of weird to me, and I don't know. It's interesting stuff still. I think it's still interesting.
I don't like that.
I still like the idea of like Bitcoin and all that stuff, but for the most part, I think a lot of it's hype. And I want to see like, in like about 5 to 10 years, we'll actually know what technology is usable and what's not.
And then we laugh at the people who have a NFT as their Twitter profile picture because he spent millions of dollars on it and it's gone now and it's useless.
You know what? Those people are smart though in a way. Like the people who are creating the art and like selling the stuff and making millions off of it. I don't blame you, man. I think I'm not
blaming them. I'm blaming the purchase person.
I mean, like if you go in understanding like, hey, I'm doing this to make money, and not being like, oh no, like this is the future, this is the way. Like I don't think like shilling for it like that is the best thing. I mean, I'm still pretty ignorant on crypto and how everything works, and then probably someone's gonna be in the comment like when this video goes up, like, oh no, actually, and then it's like it's very like topside view. I really don't care too much about learning about crypto. Sometimes I'm interested in it, but it's like for gaming, I think, and all intents and purposes, is just kind of keep it out of gaming. I think for now. I mean, sure, like to do microtransactions if you want it as an option, I guess, but I don't really. I mean, I don't know. I don't really see it as like a good thing to invest into because it's hot now, but then it's like 5 minutes later, it's just going to be like,
what's the next, popular thing?
Yeah, like I don't think companies should be going in. I mean, and like trying to create these NFTs. Like it seems like people are pretty against it. Good. The idea of NFTs. So I don't know.
You're wrong. What?
But yeah, there's a lot. But I mean. Well, I guess we'll have to see how the future plays out. Maybe we'll be wrong and we'll be like, oh, we should have bought NFTs back in the day because there was like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
If you see us with Lamborghinis, you know which side we picked. And we'll never tell you.
Yep. But, I don't know. Next topic, I guess. I don't know if there's really much to say.
This one made me angry, this topic.
Dark Souls?
Yes. Because I'm playing it.
I know, that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I know you've been playing Dark Souls 3 in preparations for Elden Ring. But, so basically, the Dark Souls servers are down. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard about that. It's nothing new. But if you're interested in figuring out kind of like what happened, so, which I think this story is kind of funny, and I kind of wanted to talk about it, because, I don't know, I just think it's funny. Wild. But so basically, they took down the servers, so... they took down the servers, I think, just for PC, but I think technically someone was saying that it could affect consoles, but it doesn't. I don't know. I couldn't really figure out. Some people said it does affect consoles. Some people say it doesn't. But basically, they took down the PC servers, multiplayer servers, because a remote code execution exploit was found. So that would basically allow hackers to get into your PC and execute code. Without actually touching your computer, and then so they can steal like your passwords, banking info, delete files, and brick your computer if they want to. So yeah, it was a terrible exploit, and some people are thinking it's been there for years because they had to take down all the servers. A lot of the infrastructure's been there. Like they've used the same infrastructure for a lot of the games. So a lot of people are thinking like, hey, maybe this has been here for a while, and no one noticed that, and or they didn't care. Either way, but the guy who found the exploit tried contacting From Software, but they didn't really care. He felt like they were kind of blowing him off. Like he was like, hey, there's kind of like this bug. Or not this bug, this exploit, or where you can just get hacked. And it seems like they didn't care, but he hacked someone on stream, and so he hacked another streamer while he was live streaming it to show people what would happen. And then so again, he didn't show them directly like, oh yes, if you open up the console, like he didn't do stuff like that. Like he wasn't like showing people how to actually do it. But he was demonstrating like, oh yeah, this is what happens. And so yeah, it's crazy. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh no, we thank you for demonstrating that there's this bug. We'll take care of it right away. This is very important to us. And not until they got a bunch of eyes on it and people were like screaming and shouting that From Software actually did something. And then I believe the servers are still down.
Yeah, I played yesterday. They're down. I haven't checked.
Yeah, so from time of making this, which is Monday for us. So if 24th. By the time this goes up on Wednesday, yes, the 24th. By the time it goes up Wednesday, it'll probably be a different story. But I just think this is hilarious. Because it's like, but quickly, I did want to mention though is that if you don't want to get hacked, you should use a mod. It's Blue Sentinel. So for anybody listening, if you're playing that, and of course for you, fan, Blue Sentinel, which is apparently a fan-made anti-cheat, which I hate that so much, that a fan-made anti-cheat. Not that the fans... Well, how do I put it? I don't like it because the company should be doing that stuff, not the fans.
Yeah.
Like... And so it's supposed to block people being able to hack your stuff, but that seems, from what I understand, Blue Sentinel is supposed to protect you from that stuff. That's what I've heard. That's what it seems like that everyone's been saying is to use Blue Sentinel. So I would, if you do plan on using that, I would do a bit of research and a bit of caution because I really don't know too much about that side, and I don't want anyone to accidentally download something bad. But yeah, that seems to be the only solution for it right now because they themselves haven't actually done anything. Oh
man, I don't know.
Elden Ring recently went gold as well. So what does this mean, Fed?
Look, okay, let's see. I'll be optimistic.
Elden Ring is
a month away. Is a month away. And it's gold.
Yeah, it's a month away.
Look, okay. It is scary because the original Dark Souls #1, whatever, they even shut that thing down. So it has been around since day one. And I think the reason they didn't really care is because there's only a few people who know how to do it. And those few people are like actual fans, and so they don't want to mess anything up. So maybe that's kind of why they didn't really care. But
it takes one bad apple, man.
Yeah, if one person has a bad day, then everyone's screwed, right? I don't know. It's From Software, like, you messed up big time. Like, if somebody's saying, "Hey, there's a a hack I can do, and I can steal all your information," and From Software's just like, "Nah, you won't." That's bad.
Excuse me. This has me kind of like, I don't know if I want to pick up day one. I'll wait for the patches to come out, kind of thing. Because it just kind of had me nervous. Because like it takes everything. If some bad guy goes in and takes it, I don't know how many people are actively doing this. That's the main thing. But it just takes one guy.
Yeah,
it just takes one guy to go in and you just get unlucky and you get screwed over. And it's like, I'd rather not risk my banking information just to play Elden Ring early. So yeah, I mean, unless they, hopefully within the month, they have to do it within a month before.
If they don't, then I don't know. I mean, I'll still buy it. I just won't ever turn on online.
I would be too scared to even download that thing, man.
Like, make sure you unplug your Ethernet cord. Turn on the game. Make sure you turn off multiplayer or whatever the setting's gonna be.
Virtual machine, or something, man.
And then you boot that thing up, and then you're good to go. See, that's how you fix it. Don't want to be hacked? Just unplug your Ethernet cord.
It just, I don't know, man. It just was kind of like, it's kind of dumb, and I think it's kind of sad that he had to go through all that trouble just to be like, hey, yeah, there's this game breaking thing that's gonna affect your online multiplayer game a lot. So,
but look,
can
props
you
to
guys
that
get
guy
to
though.
it?
All right, he didn't hack anybody.
Yeah, you know what?
He just hacked. You know, I think because he hacked his own computer as well, just to show that it works. Props to him.
Yeah, but you know what? He has more like constraint, more will.
Yeah.
Than like I think the average person would have with that kind of power.
Because he could have hacked any top streamer that's playing Dark Souls like the usual people, and he could have been, you know, riding into the sunset. But he's like, hey, From Software, fix your stuff. Which, you know, honorable. Give that guy a medal.
Yeah.
make him a boss.
John Wick. He's a man of commitment.
Yeah.
Sheer will. I want to say like he's a man of whatever.
Yeah,
like,
that's
a dude. But yeah, I mean, I just think I probably got the meme totally wrong.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, like he should be memorialized. I think that would be hilarious if they put him in some way. I think they should. That's the only way to kind of fix this. But yeah, that's the kind of just it on it. I'm just kind of worried for Elden Ring, but
you know what? I think I might uninstall Dark Souls. I'm not scared.
As long as you don't go multiplayer, I think as long as you can't even go on multiplayer, so you're fine. Like
yeah, you're right. Because I did go online a day before they shut it down, and then they shut it down, and are like, you know, WTF, mate. And then this news article comes out, and I'm like, oh no.
I think you should be fine.
I'm at the bazooka my PC right now.
I got my social security on me. No, but yeah. But yeah, so there's a couple other things we want to get over kind of quick because we are approaching the 1 hour mark kind of quick. So we do want to get into some Halo after talking trash on it. But Cuphead trailer dropped a few days ago. So I guess general thoughts on it, man. Like, what do you think's going on here? Like, it seems like, of course, it's going for comedy and blah blah blah. But what's the take, fan? What's the hot take?
Just play the game. I don't know. Like, I watched it. It's a good trailer. I really enjoy the art. It's actually top notch.
Yes, the art's really fun. Yeah. I love it. It reminds me of Tom and Jerry. Watching Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, it hits the mark on everything. But at the same time, it's just like just play the game. I don't know. I don't know. That's someone put in the comments, it was like, oh god, I'm gonna love the idea of some kid watching the cartoon going. I read that comment. Destroyed. Yeah, I'm like that'd be so funny. He's like, oh, it's a cool game. He's just gonna get wracked. Yeah, I can play the game. Loses in tutorial.
You have to be a game news journalist to do that one.
I wonder how that guy's doing.
Probably not well, but yeah. So I think I don't know. I don't really think this is like. I mean, I'm gonna probably watch it so we can like talk about it and stuff. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't really like the idea of like making these games. Or I'm sorry, these video game movie adaptations. I don't really like the idea of them. Like, it seems like it'll work out fine. I don't think it's gonna be bad. I mean, it has Netflix attached to it, so it can really just be gutter garbage and just, you know, or it can just be like the best thing ever. So there's really no in between. I think the voice acting, of course, the animation, the style and all that, I think it's fine. It's pretty high quality. I know we weren't getting a lot of news about it and the trailer dropped, so a lot of people were wondering like, hey, when we're getting this? So it seems like we have it. It is still alive. But yeah, because I haven't played Cuphead. Well, I should say I've played a little bit of Cuphead. I haven't played like the full thing. I don't own the game. I think I probably tried it when I went over to your house or maybe one of my friend's house or something. But I don't know. But I respect it as an indie title. I think it's really solid from the little I've played. And just because it gave that game journalist a hard time, it's a 10 out of 10 in my book. But is this a good move? Or is this a good thing, I should say, for indie devs or indie game companies? That what's your take?
I mean,
they're gonna make more money.
It's cool that an indie game is getting like the spotlight of a TV show, which is like good for him. But
yeah,
I think the charm is the game. I don't think the charm is going to be the show.
Yeah,
and that's what kind of bothers me.
I was watching Incan play, one of our So no, go Streamline. His name Incan_Descent. So you should guys check him out. But I was watching him play, so I was getting a lot of like a feel for like how the game is and all that. But I heard that the trailer is coming out. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be fine. I think they're just gonna do maybe like 1-2 seasons, then get it done. We're never gonna hear anything about it again. Now, I did bring this up, and I told you to watch this trailer, I should say, for Rabbids Invasion Mission to Mars. Now, I only brought this up because this is how skeptical I am of, I guess, like these game adaptation movies that Netflix is coming out with. Now, I'm probably not going to watch this. I really don't care. They've already had like the Rabbids Invasion show for like a couple seasons on Netflix. Yeah. But the only reason why I brought it up, and especially I brought it up to you, Fan, I just think it's weird. It's a weird thing because if you go onto the video, the trailer, I'm not sure you saw it, only got like 33,000 views.
Yeah, it was really low. Well, not that low.
But I mean, yeah, it's more than what we get. But
we're not a movie trailer,
okay? yeah, we're not a big budget movie Netflix trailer. But the whole point being, Netflix didn't really even show it off themselves. It's just kind of like and then they made a whole separate YouTube account, right? And it had 1.64 million subscribers, and it was verified. But all the comments were off. And of course, because the dislikes gone now, we can't tell if people like it or not. So, yeah. And I just thought that was kind of weird. Like, I'm like, man, okay. I don't really trust Netflix. I mean, this is, collaboration assuming with Ubisoft. So I don't trust Ubisoft either. But the point being is that I don't have a lot of faith in these movie game adaptations. So I don't know. Every time we kind of see them, they're kind of weird. They always... People criticize it again, like comments were turned off. I bet they weren't even on in the first place. But it only got like 32,000 views, and I know it's like you can't compare Cuphead to Rabbids. I just know. I just think it's weird. I just think it's so weird that I found that because I was like, huh? Because Netflix has been adapting some stuff like this, but I don't know. It's just kind of under the radar.
Like even in the trailer, it says it's on Netflix, but Netflix themselves did not release this trailer, and it's like, I don't think I mean, maybe I don't think I've ever heard of that. Like, I'm pretty sure they always release a trailer on Netflix.
Yeah, because I released it. I mean, sorry, I released it. I looked it up on Netflix, and they're releasing it. It says February 18th, and they're just I just typed it in. I typed it in onto Netflix, and it popped up, and it says, "Oh, coming soon" or whatever. But yeah, there's like nothing about it. So it does kind of make me wonder because. That's like the track record from what I've seen. They've had their little Rabbids TV show on Netflix for some time, but that seems like to be kind of like the track record. So I don't know how much support they're going to give Cuphead. It seems like they are giving a good support just because the Netflix put it out themselves in the trailer and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith. And I just thought it was interesting because I was trying to figure out like, oh, has Netflix done anything like this before? And that's kind of what I found with the Rabbids brand, I guess.
It could just be like a what are they called? Netflix Kids thing? I don't know what that's called.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it is directed towards kids. It is, but still, like even if it's directed for kids, they didn't really support it a lot. But I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting. Like that's kind of little track record. It is kind of sketch. It had me kind of scratch my head. Like, okay, no one really you don't really have all these subs. And with the 32,000 views, about half of them are probably real. And there's no way to like actually show if they dislike something, and it had very few likes on it. So, but again, the likes are not a very good indicator sometimes when there's no dislike button. Yeah. So it's hard to tell.
Those views. How about that? We're real.
So
you can comment. You can hit us. Go ahead, dislike us.
No, don't.
Oh. I'm a man. I can
hey, I tell everyone to dislike this video. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Hey, at least I
said that. I already put it out there, so. It's
gonna be our most viewed, and it's gonna be our most
most viewed, and everyone's gonna go dislike. Hey, that's still interaction, though. That still will count. That's what you get. So I wouldn't care, like, because then we always know people are disliking this just for the meme, so we don't actually have to take any real criticism. So this is genius.
Just remember to tell YouTube because they're gonna hate us.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I just thought that was kind of weird because they're kind of coming out around the same time. So I was like, it's kind of interesting. But I don't know. Maybe it's not a fair comparison. I don't know.
Probably not.
But closing thoughts, then.
Yeah, it was a very interesting topic. Microsoft being weird. Dark Souls, I hate you. Cuphead, just play the game. I mean, RuneScape, just play RuneScape. Rabbids, just play Rabbids. Just play the game. Stop watching the stuff. Come on now, guys.
Let games be games.
Yeah. I think that's the moral of the story. Just let games be games. Why does it have to be a TV show? Uncharted?
Let gamers game. Yeah,
Uncharted. I'm going to repeat this. Watch. On Uncharted movie review or whatever, I'm going to say the same thing. Just play Uncharted. Tom Holland, get out.
Yeah.
That's my closing thought.
Put on the Spidey suit. Go make another Spider-Man movie.
Wear the Spidey suit in Uncharted.
I 100%, and I'm going to call it now, they are going to make a Spider-Man reference. Something.
I hope not. I would literally walk out.
They're going to be like, oh, what are you crawling around for? Or something like that. I was like, oh, sorry. You know. Yeah. Oh. There's gonna be some reference to it. 100%.
No.
That'll be funny. I don't know. We'll see. But
wrap it up.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. But if you enjoyed this podcast episode, feel free to leave a like if you're listening on YouTube or whatever streaming platform you're listening on. Just I don't know, whatever it is, hit like. Download. I don't know. Drop a good review. Download the stuff, or 5 stars, whatever it is. It's on. Yeah, share. However it works on your podcast platform, we'd very much appreciate it. As well as always, feel free to check out our Twitch, where we are live every Monday, 3:00 Pacific Standard Time. And so, yeah, if you want to hang out with us live, talk in the chat. And I think that's kind of it. Check out our Instagram as well, where we usually tell when we're going live, and we usually post clips. If you're on YouTube, feel free to subscribe, because we always like showing our little clips off of Halo and stuff like that. So if you enjoyed that, I think that's it.
Yep. See ya.
All right. See you guys.